Welcome back to another episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. We are here at our sponsors for December. It's Cabin Fever down in Salt Lake City, Utah, downtown.
Good stuff.
Trolley Square Mall. This place,
Geek Heaven.
Geek Heaven. Heaven, Haven, you know. I'm just coming here forever. I don't care. I'm gonna make a fort out of lunchboxes.
For all your geek necessities.
That's right. Birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple months, so be sure to check it out there. I'm Jimmy Martin with KUTV. You can find me on KUTV every Saturday and Sunday morning. Saturdays are the film reviews. Sundays I make a complete jackass out of myself, playing with gadgets or doing interviews with celebrities. Totally fine. It's a good time for all.
It's fun.
It's a good time. You can DVR it if you don't want to wake up at 7 a.m. That's totally fine. Or find it on KUTV.com. You are still here.
I know.
I got a fort out of lunchboxes right over there.
That's true. And there's plenty of candy around here.
There's tons of candy. All right, tell them who you are.
Brooks Bird with Blogcritics.org on the internet.
On the internet. All right, you can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6 every day at 6:30 p.m. Or you can find us on on-demand system. It's Utah On Demand. Movies and film. Big Movie Mouth Off banner right there. Movies old and young. Doesn't take it long to make a movie old anymore nowadays. Or it's still in theaters.
In some cases.
You're right. Or it's still in theaters like this one. It's Into the Woods.
I wish. I wish. I wish.
I wish. You wish to have the curse reversed? Go to the wood and bring me back a cow as white as milk.
These beans carry magic.
The cape as red as blood.
Oh dear, how uneasy I feel.
The hair as yellow as corn. The slipper as pure as gold. Go to the wood!
Okay, so
Oh boy.
Disney has decided to make a film adaptation of Stephen Sondheim's Broadway hit.
Yeah.
It's every fairy tale character you can imagine. Little
It's
Red
a good
Riding Hood.
idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun idea.
I mean, you kind of seen it already, like with Once
Yeah,
Upon a Time
that's true.
and was it Grimm and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's probably where those got the idea.
Sure. Yeah. And
This
so
is like older than those.
yeah, I mean it's been around for a little while.
Either way, by now this is kind of old hat.
Yeah. So the story is every fairy tale character. It's like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Prince Charming, Rapunzel, Jack and his beanstalk.
The big bad wolf.
Big Bad Wolf, and then you've got the bakers.
Baker.
And, so everybody's in there. So the general story is, without going into every single character's plot, because we'd be here for an hour and a half.
Be here longer than the movie.
That's right. It stars. It's the baker and his wife. They want to have a child. Baker's wife played by Emily Blunt, and so Meryl Streep plays a witch, and so she comes in and says, "You have a curse on you. If you get the objects that I need, basically from different fairy tales, Red Riding's cape, stuff like that.
Rapunzel's hair.
Rapunzel's hair.
Cinderella's
the cow
slipper.
from Jack's cow. If you get them all together, and we won't get into the process of what they have to do, then the curse will be lifted. You and your husband can have a child, and all will be well, and I'll be happy as a witch."
Into the woods without delay, but careful not to lose the way. Into the woods, who knows what may be lurking on the journey.
Good day, Mr. Wolf.
And what might be in your basket?
I must find that girl.
Into the woods and out of the woods, see what's out to get, to bring, to make, to live, to go to the festival.
All will come to a happy end.
And only more dark.
Not always.
My issue is, there's a couple, because there are positive and negatives. Don't fray away from this one yet, because musical-wise, I like musicals. Because I have to tell people this, like, well, you don't like musicals. I do. I promise. I really do. When I walk out of a musical, I want the songs in my head.
One song stuck in your head. At least one.
I saw the Book of Mormon in London, right? I was on the streets singing every song, like at least 89% of the songs I could remember. Not because they're funny, but because they were catchy and had a good tune.
Even in the new Annie, there's a new song that Wallace sings, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's probably going to get nominated for Best Original Song.
Who knows?
It should.
So, I walked out of this one. I mean, when I say walked out, I was in my basement.
Yeah.
And
hit the stop button.
And I go, I can't remember one song. And seriously, it took me about a minute. I go, Agony. Agony was the one song I remember, because Chris Pine, and it's really funny.
Really short.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the shortest
2 minutes.
ones. And I was like, okay. And that's why I started to realize none of the songs in this movie or play, you know, where it came from,
kind of sound the same.
They're just boring, you know. And I'm like,
because they're all written just to propel the plot.
I mean, it's what it is. I understand, but like, I could not.
And the fans are probably gonna love it, but maybe not.
I couldn't latch onto it. I just couldn't do it. I just, you know, now where that is, I mean, that's a huge problem, obviously. But there are some good aspects to it, and here's what I do like about it. Like I said, it's a Broadway show. There's a lot of Broadway aspects in this film where, like, you know, you've got Johnny Depp as the wolf. He's not like in a full CGI wolf suit.
No,
he's not even like in a full.
Makeup.
But it's like it's theatrical makeup. You know, something you would see like in a theater, you know, on play, you know, at a play. Big whiskers like that. You know, tail coming out of his jacket. I felt like he was
the only part of the movie that knew what it was.
I think. Well, see, I think the actors knew what it was. That's what I think. Because I think it's you know, Emily Blunt's really good. Meryl Streep's really good.
Meryl Streep, yeah.
You know,
she's always good.
Johnny Depp's good. Everybody, pretty much the entire cast, in my opinion, was good.
Except for Little Red Riding Hood.
She's just
so
she's irritating.
Annoying.
She's really irritating.
And I've heard that that's how she's supposed to be.
And if that's the case, then she was good.
Oh my God, did they nail that?
So, you know, but all these actors are really good. The costumes are really good. The makeup's really cool. Again, it's all that theatrical kind of, you know, play on for a film.
I liked it a lot for 80 minutes.
Yeah?
Then it gets to that second act.
There is a defining moment where it feels like it should end, and I know that's kind of the point, but then it feels like a completely different movie.
And not a good one.
Princes and castles. Why would you run away?
It's not quite what I expected. Maybe I shouldn't have strayed from the path.
Don't you know what's out there in the world? Someone has to shield you from the world.
It's because of you there's a giant in our midst.
It's not what I wish. It's what you wish.
We have one chance. Don't you see that?
If we're gonna get through this, we're gonna do it together.
If you love me, why did you stray?
I was raised to be charming, not sincere.
Stay a child while you can be a child. With me.
So for me, it's kind of a disappointing. I'm almost at a 1.5. I mean, like I walked out really bored.
Yeah, I was gonna go with 2, but that's.
I was thinking 2, but I'm just like the more I, you know what? I'll give it 2 because the acting's really good.
The minutes are so bad though.
Damn. I'll stick with 2 now. I'll be nice and give 2 because it's the holidays.
Let's both go 2.
It's the holidays. And,
we'll go a little easy
but the
on
costume, like they could easily win an Oscar for the costumes.
Yeah,
especially for the makeup
design.
too. I think that it's a very, you know, not
It's
so
a very
much
visual movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's going to be that's where the accolades are going to come from. It's not going to be from the storytelling. It's not going to be from the directing, and certainly it's not going to be the picture
Or screenplay.
No, not at all. So yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of Disney films, and this is just not one of them.
No.
So sorry, Disney. So 2 stars, a generous 2 stars, because I was being nice, and
2 stars.
2 stars. All right.
The most I can bring myself to give it.
I know. It'll probably go down after the holidays are over and I'm in a less cheerful mood. All right. So be sure to check out our sponsors, Cabin Fever down in downtown Salt Lake City at the Trolley Square Mall. Geek Heaven right here. Cookie jars, lunch boxes, greeting cards, anything you could ever need.
I have a Jaws book right there. What more do you need?
He's going to put it under his shirt. Don't do that. They will get pissed. So that'll do it for this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm sorry, a disappointing one for the End of the Woods to end the year on, but
yeah,
you can't win them all. But
here's to end somewhere.
Here's to a better musical in 2015, and we'll see you next time.